State in Liberia during the week. Two new ambassadors presented their credentials to the head of state, Kwasi Owusu Yubua from Ghana and Joseph Olufola Iji from Nigeria. And to finish, a topic on public speaking. Talking about that issue, I'm in panel with Raf Lasisi. Hello.
Hello.
Once again, welcome in this studio.
Thank you, dear man.
Can you further introduce yourself to the viewers?
Yes, I am Lasisi Abdul Rafiu. I'm a translator. I am a coach, a trainer in public speaking, and I belong to a club that is Gekritus Masters Club, and I am currently the admin manager of Division G that gathers Togo and Ghana.
Okay. Well, dear viewers, before we come back to Abdul Raf Lasisi, let's have the national news. The head of state for Resozimna Nyasimbe traveled to Monrovia this week. He was with his counterparts of Guinea-Conakry, Alpha Conde. This visit was to meet and exchange with the two main political groupings in Liberia after the first round of presidential elections in the country. Let's have the report with Alex Tupoti.
Monrovia, Liberia, for Resozimna Nyasimbe, current chairman of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, and his counterpart Alpha Conde of Guinea-Conakry, current chairman of the African Union (AU), were engaged in finding solutions to the post-electoral crisis sourced from the first round of elections in Liberia. The two key personalities urged political actors in Liberia to work towards an appeased election in the country. After the first round of presidential elections, George Weah, former footballer and senator of the county of Monrovia, had 39% of votes against 29.1% for Joseph Boakai, candidate of the party in power. The latter contested this first round of election, issue that is likely to bring the country back to war state. For Resozimna Nyasimbe and his counterpart of Guinea and Liberia requested that the electoral process continues and ends in peace. For Resozimna Nyasimbe, current chairman of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, saluted the first round of elections. He declared they were on mission in Liberia with the hope that there will be understanding and peaceful atmosphere that will prevail for the rest of the electoral process. ECOWAS and African Union, through this mission, called for peace in Liberia.
Thanks, Alex, for the report. Now, the diplomatic way. Two diplomats from Ghana and Nigeria presented their credentials to the head of state for Resozimna Nyasimbe, as I said so far. The Ghanaian Kwasi Owusu Yubua declaration was recorded by our crew at the presidential palace. Let's listen to him.
Fortunately for me, I'm assuming duty at a time when relations between Ghana and Togo are very friendly. There's a lot of cooperation. You are aware, this time they opened the Aflao border almost 24 hours, and so forth. Now, in the past you couldn't do this. But there are prospects for further cooperation, and we should be looking at these prospects in order to maximize the benefit for the two countries. So my duty really is to improve upon the cooperation, especially in the area of trade, in the area of commerce, in the area of exchange and transfer of technology, and so on and so forth, so that the two countries can benefit immensely from a relationship where I can rely on you to supply me with services and goods that I need, and you can also rely on me to supply you with services and goods that I need. So that is the area I'm going to look at. Today you will find that many people have been looking at Europe, they are looking at US, they are looking at Asia, and so on and so forth. But sometimes the solution lies just around the corner here. So with this, what we call South-South cooperation, I'm sure we'll be able to improve tremendously and benefit our people.
Well, dear viewers, the Ghanaian had hardly left when the Nigerian was received by the head of state. The new Nigerian ambassador to Togo, Joseph Olufula Iji, was also received on the same day. He talked about the reinforcement of bilateral relations between Togo and Nigeria. Let's also listen to him.
Well, Nigeria and Togo are friendly nations. They are neighbors, and they have age-long partnership and collaboration, both in commerce and in trade. And they are also both active in ECOWAS, having been the originators of the Economic Community of West African States right from inception. And of course, I'm representing the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, and have his mandate to represent his interests and the interests of the people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He is currently carrying out some changes in Nigeria effectively, and is an apostle of this change to fight corruption in our country, in the sub-region and the whole of Africa, to fight lack of infrastructures, lack of employment for the teeming youths of the population of Nigerians and Africa as a whole. And these are clear elements that he has asked me to carry out while I'm here. He is also interested in our reviving the bilateral trade agreements between Nigeria and the Republic of Togo. These agreements have been in place for years back. They have to be reviewed, revitalized, so that they can effectively serve the interests of both countries. And Togo is a very friendly and neighboring country, and it is very strategic in terms of foreign policy and diplomacy to Nigeria as a whole. That's the mandate from Mr. President.
Well, dear viewers, in the field of agriculture, rural women were honored this week international-wide. The Togolese Minister of Women Affairs and Social Action launched a project on the empowerment of the rural women, while in the Dufelgu prefecture, the day was marked by a parade of women and Duba organized by Born Fonden. Let's have the report with Alex Supoti.
According to analysis of disparities in the national gender equality and equity policies in Togo, agriculture occupies 12% of active labor force of the population, with more than 52% women against 46% men. Although having to work more in the transformation of agriculture products, women earn only 10% of the gross benefit from this activity. Even though involved in this transformation process, rural women remain marginalized and do not benefit from the fruit of their labor. The project on the empowerment of women in Togo consists of finding an alternative to this situation in order to finally raise the level of participation of rural women for an inclusive development. Minister Kolani of Women Affairs and Social Action declared, women empowerment is the nutshell of researches by experts, lawmakers, and any institution in this field. For her, it's a means of helping rural women realize their full potentiality. Rural women in the Duffelgu prefecture of Togo on their side marked their International Day, a day to position rural women in their communities for the important role they play in the development of Togo. The contribution of the rural women in the agricultural sector of Togo needed to be mentioned when we talk about the macroeconomic development of the country. The theme for this year's celebration was an agriculture geared towards adaptation to climatic change, emancipation of women, and gender equality. The spokesperson of women of the Duffelgu prefecture declared farming activities should be adapted to climatic changes. She also talked about women who serve as 80% of labor force in the agricultural sector being denied their right to land ownership.
Well, dear viewers, as introduced from the beginning, I'm in the studio with Ralph Lassisi, who is not to be presented again. Once again, welcome back, Mr. Lassisi.
Thank you back.
Well, we are here to talk about the public speaking.
Yes.
What's really a public speaking in few words?
Okay, it's an art, and then the full name that I love is public speaking art. So it's first an art that needs presentation and your presence. Okay, the presence of the speaker, and it also needs good preparation and to finish practice. So it takes like 4 things. It's an art that means that you need to be creative, and then you need to be present, and you need to have good preparation, and to finish practice.
Well, do you mean that even if someone is shy, he can just work a little bit to overcome the shyness?
Yes, it's just a matter of practice. You just need to tell yourself, we may come to that after, but it's about visualization. You visualize yourself in front of many people, audience, and you anticipate the success of your being present in front of people. Like, people will just enjoy what you're doing. They will clap for you because you were good, extraordinary. Yes. Now, how can you be that extraordinary? Then you need steps to follow.
And can you maybe a little bit tell us about those steps?
Yes, of course. Before you are in front of people,
public,
yes, then there are basic 3 steps, like 3 basic, I want to say, elements to consider. Okay, then the first element will be the day before the D-Day. Okay, or time before the D-Day, and then you have the D-Day, and then what comes next after the D-Day. Then if you are to be ready for something like that is ahead, let's just suppose that you have a presentation on the 11th of November, for example, then you need to choose your topic and research your topic. Because you can just go in front of people and say, well, I just want to talk of public speaking art. I am good at that, and every time I am in front of people, so it's okay. No, it's not just because you are accustomed to something that you are that good at it. You need preparation. That you do research on your topic, because remember that people who are listening to you, they are not like illiterate.
They know something about
it. They know something. So if you're not that credible, then they will not trust you, and then you will lose things. Alright? Then your credibility will not be taken into account. So this is a little bit what you do. Then you do research, and you repeat what you prepare. Then that means that you have to prepare something. On a paper. Because if you just trust your memory, you can be that good. If you see, I I have just some notes that I look at.
Okay.
It doesn't mean that I am that good there. I can say all by my memory. So you prepare things, and then at the end you have just some points that you talk of. Because when you read, you write first, you read it, it is stuck in your memory.
Okay, but do you think, because you're talking about the preparation,
Yes.
but do you think that someone who took his time to get prepared for his speech, and maybe he does not have, he does not do it every time.
Okay.
So do you think only the preparation is good for a person to be good in his speech?
I would say it's the major thing that you need to consider. Is you have a good preparation, yes, but now somebody can be there to coach you how to react in front of people. Because one thing is, yes, you're already at home, but once you see people, you panic. Oh my God! Then somebody should tell you, never mind. They're just friends that you see every time. Some people even say that you should not see them, but just see above them. But I don't advise that. I just advise you see people.
Okay.
You look at them. If you want to touch them the way you want, just look at people. Touch with the word that you need at that very moment. Then people will be touched, and then they will listen to what you say.
Okay.
So you need somebody to coach you. That may be me or somebody from Toastmasters or Toastmasters Club. And we have many clubs like that.
Okay.
And I don't want to say that we're the best, but we are.
Talking really about the clubs,
Yes.
talking about the clubs, I think you are part of Toastmasters.
Yes.
Okay, what link can you tell us about the Toastmasters and the public speaking? What's the link?
I think when you think of Toastmasters, you should think of public speaking.
Okay.
And you think of good leadership.
Okay.
Or the best leadership that you can ever have. So we cannot dissociate Toastmaster and public speaking, never.
Okay.
And then good leadership, never.
Okay.
So this is how it works.
But how was it organized, Toastmaster? How
Yes.
was it organized?
You have like the hierarchy, you have clubs,
Okay.
and then I'm going to mention clubs.
Shall talk about it in a few minutes.
Okay, then you have clubs first, and they are the most important thing.
Okay.
Then you have clubs, and then after you have areas, and then after you have divisions, and then you have districts, and from there, regions.
Okay.
And then this is how the hierarchy is. It's an amazing group of people that you...
So do you mean there are steps?
Yes.
Steps, and
Yes.
with those are Toastmasters. There are steps there.
Yes.
We should go through.
By steps, yes, when you take, for example, the public speaking, the communication aspect of it, because we have two aspects. Remember, I talked of the speaking aspect,
Yes.
and the leadership aspect, or the
aspect.
communication aspect, then the leadership aspect. Now, when you take the communication aspect,
Yeah.
you have steps to follow. You are first CC, but before you become CC, it means that you have 10 projects that you complete, and those projects are just speeches that you deliver. And then you start from like how to introduce yourself, to how to empower people, how to inspire people.
Okay.
And then you become CC, that means competent communicator. And then after you become an advanced communicator,
Wow.
and then over there you have like bronze and to finish gold, and then you move on.
Okay.
And you become the creme de la creme at that level, and then you have the title
Okay.
of
All that
Distinguished Master.
all that is very amazing. But
It is.
how? What are some clubs if someone wants to do it perfect in public speaking. What are some of the clubs that you have?
Good. I see that you are interested. Every time you are interested, but you've never called. That's why I might take
Next time I'll come.
Good. And then I think that now that you have the choice from clubs, you can just come and give like more benefits to Kikaltas Masters. Never mind.
Okay.
Okay, so you have clubs like Excellence. You have Noblesse.
As you can see the pictures.
Wonderful, yes. Good. And then you have Excellence, Noblesse, Performance, Clinique Biasa, and Advanced Bilingual Toastmasters Club. And now you also have Deloitte.
Okay, so all those are the clubs that someone can visit.
Yes.
To maybe perfect his public speaking and all that.
And you see the venues where they gather.
Okay.
And then you just choose one of them and you are okay.
Okay. But we've seen a lot of clubs. Now I'm really interested in Kekeli Toastmasters Club.
Good.
Just some words about that special club.
Okay. Kekeli Toastmasters is, of course, an amazing as others, but we have this particularity to speak English.
Okay.
And we are the only one to speak English.
Okay. So the little difference is that with Kekeli Masters Club, you just, not only you practicing the public speaking, but you are also improving English.
Yes.
Okay.
That's it. And then we have our venue, our meetings in. Now this is our permanent place. It's British School of Lomé. It's where we gather, and we meet the first Saturday of the month.
All the months.
Yes, and the third Saturday of the month.
Okay.
And all this is just in the morning, 11 a.m.
Okay. Well, Mr. Rafla Sisi, before we continue, let's have the national news. Finish with the topic.
I'm eager.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, exchange on experience in agriculture sector. Togolese and Israeli experts in agriculture visited the drop-by-drop agriculture technique experimented farm in Davier to show how the system works. Kwasi Gle was there. Let's have his reports.
At the ITRA experimental farmhouse in Davier, a greenhouse visible from far with a water supply system beside it, and on the farmland, drip lines laid 45 cm from each other along the various beds. It is a drop-by-drop farming system experimented in Israel to prepare agriculture production. This experimental farm is a cooperational activity between Israel and Togo in 4 components.
It's a matter of 4 elements that you have to strengthen if you want to reach higher productivity. One is research, and ITRA is a research institution, and we would like to demonstrate here higher research. The second is training, and we will sit together and craft a training program for the farmers and for the trainers from the Ministry of Agriculture. The third one is the farmer, and the fourth one is the private sector, because it's important not only that the training will be here, will take place here, but also that farmers from the region will come here.
An agriculture practice that is less expensive and promising. A good quality and quantitative yield will be the end product of this project.
We believe that we can show here a very inexpensive kit that is feasible, that is doable for every smallholder, which will increase the benefit immediately and which will cover the investment within less than 1 year. So we believe that all these components together are tools for success for Togolese agriculture.
Outside this system, the Israel-Togo cooperation in the sector of agriculture is being developed into the transformation level for quality labor products on the international scene.
Well, dear viewers, we are back in the studio with Abdul Rafiu Lassisi, his full name.
Yes.
Okay, to finish with you, we can see that your program schedule, as we saw it right now, is saying that this month there will be something.
Yes, something extraordinary, and then you need to be part of it.
Okay, if you invite me, I'll come.
Of course. So it's a program. It's training that I'm organizing.
Okay.
Okay, on the behalf of a center that is called the Polyglot Center, and I am the deputy director of the center, and we are organizing this training, and it's on the 11th of November.
11th.
Yes, of November this month. And then you see that we don't have time to talk about all the steps. It's just the first one that we talked about. That is how to get prepared before.
Where will it be held?
Good. It's at Club 9, and it's at Anglaise. You know, yes, not far from the post, and not even far from a bar that is called a Boucan, or where you can buy dresses, and it's called Le Doigté.
Is it in front of the post?
No, the same like line alignment, and then it's where you can find it. It's going to be in the morning.
Okay.
And you can contact me, and then you have full information.
Okay.
But that will be great. And we just prepare, more than surprises for people.
Okay.
And we will have snacks at the end.
During the month?
Yes.
It's just only for 1 day presentation?
No, it's 2 days.
2 days presentation?
Yes. But the first day is on this 11th of November.
11th of, it will be, on Saturday?
Yes.
Okay, and the second day is when?
Yeah, the second day we will just sit together with the participants when they will be available to...
Okay, it's not the same Saturday?
No, it's not the same Saturday.
Okay. You will set that day?
Yes, together with, yes.
Okay.
Of course, you come to be with us.
Okay, no problem. So now to finish, do you have, a special message to the viewers of the national television?
Of course, apart from this invitation to come to the training on the 11th of November at Club 9, I would like you to contact me, and if we can just have my number somewhere, or I give it after. No, that you contact me to have access to Toastmasters clubs. Okay. It's very important to be that good leader of our Togo.
Okay.
And good communicator. Please join us, and you see how wonderful the journey is.
Thank you so much, Abdou Rafiu Lassisi, for coming in the studio once again.
And thank you for inviting once again.
We hope to have you, if necessary, another time.
Yes.
Thank you. Well, dear viewers, we've come to the end of the English News Magazine of today. Thank you for watching us every Saturday, and take care. Have a nice weekend. Goodbye.
Bye for now.
Suivez sur les DVD New Afrique Design. Fine fine girls them next to me. Say I be a choco, say come me love you want to me last night. So to go this with my temper. Sexy mama me and my kachuku I go call you back. I go call you back. I told you go down your body. All over you go say come body. I told you go down your body. All over you go say come body. L'émission 100% mode, tous les premiers, deuxième et troisième dimanches du mois à 16h30 minutes, rediffusion tous les lundis à 22h. New Afrique Design, c'est toujours la mode et ceux qui la créent.
Nyiluzi bana una manyaki yayo anagenese toluburu kudamu weze yayo male mandamino
tobonum kudamun we era eayo ezizikir kudongne tension palubu no ka ne bawe e mamo ezolam chawe zukabango kisitaba na siganyo tarels nie solum nyoto ebe mi bandele hongnyo la da jasi nidozo tokitingbe ne haturosi wakirokta na mazo na nwe na tonuda alafia
tom done jajara da dumende jono tonuda alafia to mayoyo tini di nesuru ya sasa ehe no rodo